reaction. The Deva, Vayu is the Lord of pulsations. So, the Lord of pulsation, Vayu, even though you have not recognized his existence, he constantly keeps working in you, in maintaining the rhythm. If you interfere with this frequently, then you are not allowing Vayu to maintain this rhythm, this music in you. So these are the disturbing factors. These disturbing factors are not outside, it is inside you. So what is the use if you try to search for the disturbing factors outside? When the fault lies with you inside, you try to search outside for them. There is no use. You have to where you have to rectify? Inside you.
If you know yourself well, then you know that the others are
Yes. Yes. So inhalation is one function of prana. And exhalation is function of apana. And another function is how you are able to take food and drink. You are enabled to receive food and drink because of prana only. Intake of food and drink. That is due to the pulsation prana. And after the food is digested and assimilated, then once again all the waste material, which is the remainder, is to be thrown out. How it is thrown out? By excretion. So excretion is the function of apana. That is another function of apana. And then, when we are mutually exchanging words and ideas, so we receive from other person. When I say something to you, you may react to that. How? Because you have received, first of all you received the sound, and then you received the thought, the idea. So this receptivity to receive sound and idea. That is what makes comprehension. So we are able to receive the communication through sound and receiving the thought by understanding. So this comprehension and understanding. So that is also due to prana, the centripetal pulsation. And this apana, so when you are able to transmit transmission, transmission of sound and thought in the form of expression. This is due to apana, the centrifugal pulsation. Like this you have a wonderful rhythm by the application of, by the working of the law of alternation between the activity of prana and apana. All our activity on all the planes is due to this alternation of these centripetal and centrifugal pulsations. Prana, apana. So this alternation, how this alternation is manifested, how this law of alternation manifests all these things, because of the law of magnetic law. That is another higher law which acts, which enables this. Under the magnetic law, there is the alternation of attraction and repulsion. We know the properties of the magnetism. So this attraction and repulsion. So here you see the phenomenon of attraction is responsible for the centripetal activity. Attraction. Due to the influence of this magnetic property, attraction, you have this prana which can work in this direction from circumference to center. And the second activity of apana is due to the repulsion of magnetic activity. So due to this, so there is an alternation of, once again, see these two are, these two laws are complementary. That is why you have law of alternation working on this and law of magnetism working on this. So all the laws in creation, they are complementary to each other. Never they are opposites. There will be no opposition in creation. There will be only opposition in the human mind, not in creation. Confusion and opposition, all these things are in the human mind. There is a perfect order. Attraction, yes. Attraction and repulsion. So the alternation of attraction and repulsion makes it possible for the alternation of prana and apana. So when we act according to the phase of this, to the cycles of this, then you will have no problem. Here is the point we are coming. To know the cycle and how to act according to the cycle. Suppose we are in a phase of apana, where there is manifestation of repulsion. In that phase, if you want to take food, what happens? It will be rejected. So we must be able to identify the phase in us. You are not allowed to act in opposite direction to this. That is why even though if you take a very tasty food also, it will be thrown out immediately. Not only by vomiting, but it will not be accepted by your constitution. If you are angry upon somebody, and in this mood if you want to take food, this is not allowed. Even though forcefully if you take, this is not assimilated. Because there it is the activity of apana. It is trying to drive out this wrong reaction from you. In that phase, if you want to put inside input, we have to make an input, that is not allowed. You see. So we must know, we must be able to identify in which phase that is working in us. So if your mind is disturbed by emotion like anger and all this, then you don't take food. Wait. But all the foolish action, what people do mostly is exactly they do the opposite. They sit before a television program and keep watching that program where there is all emotions are roused, and then they take the food looking into that program. Stupid action. So how can this food work for him to give proper health? So this will not be anymore a food that acts as a poison for him, because that is on the rejection. Inside, the inside force is rejecting, you are pushing it inside. Then there will be a conflict. You have created a conflict inside. You made your body a battlefield between two forces, opposite forces, due to your lack of comprehension and stupid behavior. You see, in some families, you find such stupid behavior. The wife proposes something, and then the husband disagrees, and he proposes another thing, she disagrees. They quarrel with each other. Master always used to give this example. There was a family which are very rich. They have a big house like a palace. They have all the machines and all these things, and all the servant maids. The wife has her own wonderful costly car. Husband has his own car. The two children, they have their own cars, their own mobiles, their own cars. Everything. They have their own room, their own television. A television on the table, a television in the bed. You can hug the television also. And you can keep your cell phone at your heart. So they have everything. So one evening, one fine evening, the wife said, let us go to a theater, to a movie. Then the husband said, no, we have to go to a park. Simple things. Then the wife is angry. She said, you always disagree with me. Then the husband says, you are also disagreeing with me. So he took his car and went in another direction. She took her car and went in another direction, to a club or somewhere else. And automatically the children also, they go in their own direction. And the cook is there at home. He prepared very good food, very tasty food. But these fellows did not return home until it is too late, because they went in an emotion. Yes, the cook has eaten because he cannot wait so long. So he has eaten. And there is another wise fellow, the dog of the house. The dog also has eaten away this wonderful food. And these foolish fellows returned at midnight, hungry, but they have no food. So they have everything at home, all facilities, all comforts, everything. But the only thing lacking is proper behavior. So you see how such families will be. Now there are many families like this. Completely living on emotional level. All emotional, no balance. So then what happens? You keep always interfering with these forces which are working for you. These poor devas, they are constantly working in us to keep us alive, to keep us in proper condition, but we are not allowing them. When the body requires food, we don't eat food. No, I don't eat. When the body doesn't require something, then we push because something is tasty inside. You see, how is our behavior? When our body needs some good water, then we drink wine. Body is requiring water, you are drinking wine. So the requirement of body, for the body there are needs. Always we have to remember, we have to make a differentiation between need and desire. Need belongs to the body, desire belongs to the mind. We have to attend to the needs but not to desires. If we cannot make a differentiation between need and desire, then we can make a hell of our life. We keep disturbing all this rhythm. We always feel, oh, my life is always like this. But who is responsible for this? Not others. You are responsible for this. It is in your own hands. If you want to be happy or not. What I have to do if I should be happy? The only thing what you have to do is be happy. You see?
Does it mean that when we are watching Mahabharata, for example, Apana is working, so we are what?
Even if you are watching Mahabharata also, but still your emotions can be raised. You are not above the emotion. So what you are expected to do is, when you are eating food, you keep your mind focused on the food and enjoy. That is too simple. You can watch Mahabharata later. No problem. You must focus your mind on the work what you have to do now. That is the fundamental thing.
So is this a training for mind to do one thing at a time?
Yes. If you allow your mind to do so many things at a time, that is what is called busy. How can you do with your body so many things at a time? Body cannot do. So if you are not trained, then your mind works with a great speed upon so many things, which is impossible for your body. So the alignment between your body and mind is disturbed. Then all these functions are distorted. Because body is like a machine. So a machine can do certain particular work at a time. You cannot force it to do so many things at a time. That will disturb the whole thing. Similarly, you have to work with your body. See today now how many people, so-called busy people in all the different fields. What happens? When he is at home, he thinks about his work at the office. When he is at home at night, what you have to do when you have reached home? Refresh yourself, have the food, and have some reading, and then at the proper time get into sleep. That is normal rhythm. But at the night when he has to sleep, then he starts thinking, what I have done in the office, what should I do in the office? It is most unwise. Because you cannot do anything now in the office when you are sitting in your house, in your bed. So you have to switch off these things and keep focused on what you have to do now. And such fellow, what happens when he is in the office, then he starts thinking about his house. What my wife is doing at home. So this is a stupid behavior. Then what happens? His rhythm is disturbed. That is why they get into chronic disease. Such persons get into chronic problems. Because for many years, if your behavior like this, you are having a very important work at office, do it at office. But after coming home, stop all these things and keep focused about what you have to do at home. Either gardening or helping at home or cleaning the home or you are studying or whatever it may be. Whatever you have to do at home, do it. Leave that from your mind. Stop. Close your mind for that at the office. What can you do here sitting thinking about the work in the office? When you are in the office, start doing your office work. Don't think about your home. But exactly opposite what people do. So this is a disease. But this is not understood as a disease by normal doctors. If you go to a normal doctor and say, then he says, don't think like that. But that is not a solution. I am not able to sleep. If you say to the doctor, oh, you are thinking too much, stop thinking, you can sleep. If it is possible, then he will automatically do it. Why should he come to a doctor? So this type of this is what is called misplaced action. Misplacement. There is misplacement on different levels. Misplacement. One, misplacement in the work. Misplacement in the action. Misplaced thinking. Because any work can be done not by thinking, by action only. This we have to remember. You can make a planning, after that you have to put into action. Otherwise, if you keep on thinking about the work, it is utterly useless. You think, you make a plan and start to execute the plan. But all the time if you keep thinking about it, then you will become a patient. You will get sick. What is the use of thinking without execution? So misplaced thinking and misplaced emotion. Misplaced emotion. Misplaced affection. Misplaced emotion, how it will be? Misplaced emotion. Suppose you are an artist, you are a musician, and then many people started to admire you for your art or music, and in their admiration They wanted to felicitate you. So they wanted to bring you into the public and felicitate you. Then they arranged some meeting and invited many people and felicitated you. Then this fellow will get emotive. And misplaced emotion, how it will be is, he should be happy now, we should feel happy. But we find many of such fellows, then they start to feel emotive and then get into sad mood, and then they said, who is there in this world now to recognize my art and my music? Who is there? Who is, not so many people can recognize my art, my music and all these things. So he starts to speak in such a manner and feels sad. He gets tears, feels emotive. See, exactly opposite reaction. Misplacement of emotion. Self-pity. Due to self-pity, this emotion is distorted, misplaced. So he should be happy, he should react in a happy manner. But he says that not many people can recognize. They have recognized it, therefore they are felicitating you. Since they have recognized your capabilities, your art and your capacities, so therefore they are felicitating you. But he says, nobody recognizes me. This is misplacement of emotion. When there is something to feel sad, then they will laugh. So this becomes more stronger. When it becomes more stronger, then the behavior will be in opposite reaction. When there is some sad news, suddenly they start laughing. When there is a very happy news, then they start weeping. Opposite, misplacement of emotion. It becomes stronger and stronger, and finally brings the person into some chronic disease manifested on the physical body after some years. This is very well identified in the homeopathic science. When there is a good atmosphere, a very good incense, a very good holy atmosphere, then the fellow, when enters into this, he feels erotic and he feels disturbed in the mind. And this fellow is reminded of his college days when he had some such affairs, and then in which he has failed, and now he becomes sad because of this. You see, all this, he goes into the past. Chain reaction. He goes into the past and feels as if he is living in the past. These are examples for the misplaced emotions. In homeopathy, there are certain remedies which have such type of behavior. So you can cure persons from such things. That is proved by homeopathy. These are the real diseases, not on the physical level. And misplaced affection, that is also another thing. Generally, the affection will be towards his family members or towards his close friends and all this. This is normal, natural. But you will find some fellow where his affection is out of place. For example, there will be some fellow, at midnight he wakes up from sleep and feels sad about what? He starts feeling very sad and very despondent and gets into weeping mood. Why? What happened? And then he says, if you interrogate him, he speaks about the neighboring family. He says, the husband of this lady of the neighboring family is not so kind with his wife.